conservative, not bitter talk. My goodness, it's not bitter, and it is a pleasure to be here. You can email me your thoughts, opinions, your adoration and praise is also accepted. Got a little bit of that early this morning. I always appreciate it, folks. It is my pleasure to be here, and we have a lot to tackle. You know what I want to start today with, and bear with me, I got a lot of things here to manage behind the scenes. Yesterday, of course, I will talk about impeachment. We'll talk about the 25th Amendment. Vice President Pence has said that he's not going to enact the 25th Amendment, to the shock and dismay of the media, Nancy Pelosi, the radical, unhinged left that is now ruling this nation, apparently. And we've got Republicans that are on board with impeachment as well. And you know this. What I want to start with, I don't want to go too much into impeachment. I want to finish the thought, but I'm going to start by talking about the media versus talk radio. I saw a tweet yesterday from Jim, very fake news Acosta. And so I want to start there, but I do want to summarize impeachment. Just really quickly, we'll get to impeachment later on in the program. But again, from before, because we've seen this almost exactly a year ago, we've seen that there's a process in the House where they can impeach the president, and then they send that just takes a simple majority. Then they send it over to the Senate, where it takes 2/3 of the Senate, which would be 67. 67, in case any radical leftist socialist is listening. 2/3 means out of every 3 senators, 2 of them have to, and I'm teasing, take it easy, lighten up. But you have to admit, if you're a radical socialist and thinks everything's free, your math skills, they need to be, this is why I'm saying this. And take it easy, I love you. But 2 out of 3 senators have to vote for that, every 2 out of every 3. So there's not 99 senators. If there were 99, that would mean 66. So there's 100. So then you have to round up, because there's not 1/3 of a senator. There might be senators that use 1/3 of their brain and thinking. There might be 1/3, a senator who's to be taken 1/3 seriously. Actually, we got a lot of those. If we were to actually add up the percentage of these senators and congressmen, but since we're talking about the Senate, if we were to say this senator we should take them, they're 1% sincere, and there's probably quite a few of those. I don't even know if we'd have a dozen senators if we added all that up. Anyway, I don't want to digress, but I just want you to know I see impeachment. I see the 25th Amendment. Pence has rejected that notion. Here we are. Remember, we're 1 week from the end of President Trump's term. In fact, when it's noon today, folks, noon today, what is it, the 13th of January, there will be 7 days exactly, 7 24-hour periods, a total of 168 hours separating you from the Biden inauguration. And me. I'm in this with you. I'm just saying this, I'm talking to you. So, why on earth? This defies logic. This goes to show that this will be a government based upon retribution. They're ready to get back at anyone. In fact, you've seen Forbes magazine already blacklisting people that were working in the Trump administration and Trump allies, or whatever their definition is. This is going to be about political retribution. They can't have this again. They can't have President Trump again. They can't have someone that's going to challenge and expose these jokers for who they are and how many problems they've caused this great nation. Anyway, we'll get into all that into more detail in a bit. I want to say off the top, I saw this tweet yesterday from the great Jim Acosta, CNN, very fake news Jim Acosta. And let me read to you this tweet. Let me find it here first, because I did retweet it. Here it is. At JBA Andrews, Trump speaking to reporters again. He is now claiming his speech before insurrection was, quote, totally appropriate. And then in parentheses, he puts, It was not. It was not. To echo what I heard the great Rush Limbaugh saying recently, then play the thing. Jim, then play the speech. Play and articulate what it is, your exact problem with the speech. Where was it in the speech that Trump said, let's go burn this blank down, as was the case in Ferguson, Missouri, several years ago before those riots kicked off? Show me that point in time. Show me that line. Twitter, even if you look at why Twitter has kicked Trump off their platform, and Twitter's reeling with people leaving their platform. You would think in a sane world that they would care about this. I don't think that they do. They're saying good riddance to conservatives. In fact, they're probably saying it's either you leave on your own or we're going to kick you off anyway. That's really the place that we've reached in this country. But Jim Acosta, Jim Very Fake News Acosta, probably fresh off of another wrestling match with a female intern in the White House to get a microphone, keep her from taking the microphone, one which she almost lost, by the way. I think if she really tried, she would have wrestled that microphone away from Jim Very Fake News Acosta. In fact, I think Jim Acosta needs to spend a little bit more time in the training room with tough guy Chris Cuomo. Maybe, because I'm sure Chris Cuomo had some techniques and tactics where he could have shown him some new moves or wrist locks to break the 20-year-old intern's grip on the microphone, so he could have protected that a little bit easier, as he did sometime earlier in Trump's administration in wherever it was, the White House briefing room or wherever. But anyway, this is how the news media. I just want to compare and contrast, because the media. How do I say this? The media is, of course, is not the media. There are very, very few journalists. We can count them on, I don't know, maybe on two hands. I don't know. But there's not a lot of journalism out there today. Journalism today means that you, as the liberal elitist, take to your podium, grab your microphone, grab your laptop, and you tell people what you want them to think about something that happened. Or you decide what you're not going to tell them. You're going to decide how much you rile them up over something that happened that happens in other administrations. You're going to do whatever you can to make people buy into the narrative that President Trump is a danger, that he's Hitler. By the way, I saw someone say that, dictators don't get censored. I think I saw that on social media somewhere. That's a pretty darn good point. Dictators don't get censored. In fact, dictators do the censoring. So ask yourselves who the real threat is here. But anyway, the way that the media approaches this, they don't want to give you information. They want to make you think a certain thing. And that, my friends, is a scary proposition for a free-thinking country. I think a lot of these folks that are drawn into this nonsense, a lot of folks never learned how to think in America today. And that goes back to our school systems. Our schools are not the best at this. And look, I know we've got great teachers. This isn't a knock on individual teachers. But when the system is designed one way, and you have a lot of folks, pushing in that direction, it's kind of hard to combat it on your own. So this is not an indictment against individual teachers, although there's certainly many individual teachers that are part of the problem, but there's many good teachers as well. But just our education system in general, we focus more on teaching people what to remember. And I can tell you some stories really quickly. I'm reminded of a time in college myself when we had it was like the politics of education, I think was the course at Butler. And it was an upper level course, and it was designed for people in education and for people in political science. And the idea was for the people in political science who might be going into, school boards or maybe work in government, and issues of education come up, you could see firsthand, you have experience in the schools. You have experience working alongside of folks that were going to be educators. You got to see what they were doing. And then likewise, the educators got to see from the perspective through the lens of policy, makers, or maybe people that were interested in being school board members, or again, working in the state house or wherever, and actually involved in educational issues. And so I distinctively remember one day, we were a small group. We always did group projects. I'm not a big fan of the group project, but whatever, we were doing it. And I remember one of the students, she was a she was an intelligent, very likable, kind, good-hearted girl. She was going to be studying to be a teacher. And we were talking about an issue, and I said something, and she said, well, that's not what the book said. And I looked at her, and I said, well, I don't really care what the book says. Like, what do you think? And you could tell it was an eye-opening experience and a mind-boggling experience for me, because this was a very smart, intelligent, capable young lady. But she was of the mindset that you take what the book says, you don't have a filter, you don't use what the book says and then critically think about it. You just put it into your memory bank, and then you either regurgitate that, or that's what you do without any questions. And that's just not how I'm wired, folks. You know that. It's not how you're wired. Most of you, there's a difference between knowing how to think and knowing what to think. And I think we haven't taught people how to think, meaning how to go through the process of critical thinking, how to actually, when someone says Trump inspired a riot, to say, okay, how did Trump do that? Most people say, oh, the media says Trump inspired a riot. Jim Acosta puts in parentheses here in his tweet that Trump, his speech was not totally appropriate. The media is telling me that. That's not the media's job. I wish I had, it is so blatantly obvious to anyone with critical thinking. The job of the media is to get information out there, not to tell you what is true or not, in the sense of how to interpret information. That is up to you to do. But that is assuming that we have as Americans critical thinking skills. And candidly, we've put all the pressure, all the focus on memorizing information and not learning how to think about it on our own, right? Give me the information. Let me analyze, synthesize, piece together, pull apart, come up with my questions, and then I will develop what I think about that. Don't say this is the way to think about it. You better do it or I give you a bad grade in the education world. This is the information. You better tell us the right way to think about it or you'll be penalized. That's not the way that it works. And that's not the way, to my larger point, I got to take a break here. That's the difference between talk radio and the media. I come on here every day, and others do as well. I come on here every day, and I give you, we talk about issues, and I give you my perspectives. I raise questions. I articulate the reasoning and the rationale for what I think. I tell you the things I'm concerned about. Sometimes I tell you what I think's going on. Sometimes I say I don't necessarily know what's going on, but I still see this as a problem because of X, Y, or Z. And then you're thinking about this as I'm talking. The exact polar opposite is happening in the news media. The people who rely upon the media to give them information are being told what to think each and every day. It's sad. It really is. It really is. Because again, as a Christian, I believe that I know that we're all created in the image of God, and that we all have this tremendous, God created us. God gave us abilities and talents, and there's, that's within us all. And within us all is the ability to be incredibly, our abilities are, we limit ourselves much more than, anything else. We're oftentimes the source of, limitation, doubt, what have you. And it's there for us to do something with if we take ownership. If we say, what am I going to do about this? What do I think about this? Instead of thinking, oh, Jim Acosta told me that Trump's speech was totally inappropriate. Okay. It must have been. Well, why is it? I don't know. Have you ever heard it? No. Why was it inappropriate? Because Acosta told me. You trust Jim Acosta? Well, yeah. He's up there at the microphone. He's at the White House. CNN puts their logo on his business card. Yeah. Well, what do you think about CNN? CNN's the news media. I got to trust them. Why? Have they done anything to earn your trust? Well, no. Do you walk around the rest of your life interacting with people like this? Do you ever require someone that you first meet to earn your trust? Or you just unequivocally, just without any doubts or questions, just trust them completely? Do you shake their hand, say, hey, I'm Todd. Here's my checkbook, my social security number. Here's the key to my house. Here's my wife's maiden name. Is that how we, isn't there a process? Why? Why do we trust these folks who, by the way, have demonstrated time and time again that they are professional deceivers? Jim Acosta, in my estimation, is one of the most dishonest, disingenuous, he should not be trusted. No one should take this guy seriously, but yet they do. I'm long in this segment. Got to take a break. More on this when we get back. A little bit more about this, and then we'll get into impeachment. AOC's out there lecturing billionaires about what she wants to take from them, and it's not just their money. So a lot of stuff to get to, folks. Crazy, crazy times. Last week of Trump's presidency, but yet they're still moving towards impeachment. No one's asking, well, you are, but in a broader sense, people aren't asking why. They're letting the media tell them what to think about it. So get into that when we return. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff, back in just a minute.
Listen to Todd's show on your way to work, but want to hear more? Don't miss a beat. Visit toddhuffshow.com/listen to catch the program anytime, anywhere.
Healthcare is expensive and complicated. Did you know that as a Christian business owner, it is possible to provide access to affordable health benefits for your employees? Remodel Health has helped employers across the United States save over $22 million in the past 3 years. Our innovative approach allows your employees to have the health benefits they need at a cost you can afford. Go to remodelhealth.com/Todd to help your employees find the healthcare they deserve. Remodel Health. Rethink employee health benefits.
Family owned since 1973, Edwards Equipment at 1375 East Main Street in Danville is ready to meet your equipment needs by selling, renting, and servicing several makes and models of lightweight residential or heavy-duty commercial equipment. We carry and service top-name brands like Ferris, Kubota, Steel, Gravely, Honda Power, Land Pride, and more. Visit edwardstractor.com or call 317-745-6427 to check out our clearance specials today. At Edwards Equipment, we don't just sell you any piece of equipment, we sell you the right piece of equipment.
Would you like to save 20% or more on your insurance? Let AIA and Avon do a free comparison for you. As an independent agent, we can find savings that fit your needs and budget. We work for you, not the insurance companies. Whether your insurance need is big or small, give AIA a call, 317-718-1747, or find out what we can do for you at AIA4lowrates.com.
Fireplaces can be beautiful and even essential in heating some homes. But did you know they could be dangerous to your family if not properly maintained? Chimneys need to be cleaned and inspected annually. My family and I had Smalling Masonry inspect ours. They are friendly, informative, on time, and helped us use our wood-burning stove more efficiently. Call Christian-owned Smalling Masonry today at 317-903-8121 and mention my name, Todd Huff, for a 15% off chimney inspection and sweep.
There's a lot going on in the world today, and with so much going on, it's sometimes hard to maintain balance. Jesus said in John 16:33, "In this world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world." I'm Pastor Jeff Floyd of the Martinsville First Church of the Nazarene. To experience how life can be better with Jesus, come worship at M1 Church at 10 a.m. this Sunday, 1609 John R. Wooden Drive in Martinsville, or catch our live stream service on Facebook at M1 Church. For more information, visit m1nazarene.org. Have a great day today in Jesus.
Hi, this is Caleb with Gluff Plumbing. Does your home need some plumbing updates? Gluff Plumbing is your solution. We specialize in updating old plumbing, everything from water heaters to well pumps, to underground leaks and everything that has to do with water entering and leaving the home, including water and sewer main excavations. We pride ourselves on old-fashioned customer service. Call Gluff Plumbing at 765-721-6789 or visit gluffplumbing.com. That's GLUFF plumbing.com. Call us today.
Our sense of smell stimulates memory and emotion. A scent can seemingly transport us to another place and time. Homemade, hand-poured candles and melts from spur-of-the-moment creations will give your nose the experience the rest of your body is missing during any season of the year. Crackling firewood, fresh-cut grass, Macintosh apple, and even racing fuel are some of their over 200 engaging fragrances. Visit spurofthemomentcreations.com and enter coupon code TODD at checkout to receive 15% off your order today.
Ever wondered what shooting a real machine gun feels like? At Indie Trading Post, you can have an awesome and safe shooting experience in our family-friendly environment. Firing a weapon on full auto is something you will always remember. Schedule some range time today and let Indie Trading Post give you the real machine gun shooting experience. We guarantee you'll have a blast. Give us a call at 317-782-4867 or schedule your range time at fullautoindy.com.
Welcome back, my friends. By the way, I want to mention here that this program is brought to you by our friends at Freegee and Freegee Auctions and Marketing. Now, for those of you that have listened for some time, you know that TJ Freegee, one of the folks behind the scenes running the show at Freegee and Freegee Auctioneers, he was, we've been friends since probably, I don't know if it was like middle school years or early high school years. We played basketball together. TJ was the center on the football team, and he was one of the forwards on our basketball team. And you can tell him that I said he was a gun. TJ was our sixth man, and he would come in, and I knew when TJ got the ball off the bench, he was going to light it up. He was going to put that baby up there, which was sometimes he got hot, sometimes he didn't. But he put the ball up on the up towards the basket, which good times. But so I've known TJ for a while. But what he does, I mean, they're very, very good at what they do. And I know many of you, if you haven't had the experience of going to an auction, TJ does a fantastic job, and his team. In fact, TJ is one that does the Barrett Jackson auctions. So TJ can actually put on a suit and tie, get up there on camera. But I will say, like me, face for radio, TJ, no offense. But if you've not been to an auction, I encourage you, to check out TJ's or the Freegee Auctioneers auctions. In fact, you can go and see some upcoming auctions on their website, freegeeauctioneers.com. That's freegeeauctioneers.com. Check them out and be sure to tell them that Huffer, as TJ knows me, sent you. So let's get back here to this discussion about the difference between talk radio. See, I respect you and your ability to think versus the media, and they think that they need to tell you what to think about something. I never think that. In fact, I don't have a teleprompter. I don't have a script. Sometimes I have notes. Usually what I just have are a bunch of links, and I sit down and talk to you about the things that I've read and thought about and that sort of thing. I don't need a teleprompter. I don't need someone in my ear. We have Oz over here, but Oz, other than telling me it's time to shut up and take a break or reminding me of something I said I was going to do, I don't have anybody telling me what to say to you. I talk to you like an adult. I talk to you like I would talk to someone if we were having a discussion at the kitchen table or in the car or wherever. Media doesn't do that. The media, what they do is they get their teams together. They have their meetings, right? We've seen this. James O'Keefe, who, by the way, leaked something about PBS's one of the attorneys there, who's an absolute disaster. Some of the stuff this lunatic was saying, caught on tape. By the way, you ever notice how tough these folks are on when they're, not knowing that they're, when they're talking where they think privately, they're making these big bombastic claims. And then James Keefe comes along and says, hey, this is what you told our undercover reporter. Why don't you want to explain yourself? These folks suddenly turn into the biggest cowards on the face of the planet. Anyway, there's that's out there as well. See, Oz is telling me right now it's time to take a break, but I'm going to finish this thought. So the media, they have meetings. Again, James O'Keefe has shown us what happens in these meetings. And they talk about what narrative do we want to push today? What narrative? Is that what you think the media should be doing? Ask yourself that. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care if it is a news organization that is trying to say the things that they know you want them to say. I don't care if you agree ideologically with them 100% or not, or 0%. If it's CNN or Newsmax or anyone in between, OAN, MSNBC, whoever it is, do you really think that a narrative? Now, I understand talk shows or people who are commentators, but I'm talking about the news portion of a program. Do you want them to tell you to decide what the narrative of the information you're going to receive today is? Is that what you want? Is that reasonable? Is that rational? Is that what the media should be doing? So then the executives have those meetings, and then that filters down to the journalists, the so-called journalists, the professional deceivers, and they have meetings, and they put on makeup, and they pretty themselves up as best they can. They put on their suits and ties or dresses or whatever, and someone plugs information into a teleprompter, and away we go. Away we go. These folks just read what's on there. They probably study and work on their facial expressions, especially when talking about Trump. They have to look dismayed. They have to look terrified. They have to be maybe a little bit of dramatic acting thrown in there as well. Is that what you want? Is that what we need? Heavens no, that's not what we need. You know what we need? We need a group of Americans who are free thinking, who are critical thinkers, who just want information and say, shut up on the commentary, fake news. Let me figure out what I think about this. And we don't have many of that. We do in talk radio. And it's why there's a bond, because you know that I respect you. And you know that when I get behind this microphone or whatever other show you listen to, there may be some exceptions where you don't feel this way, but I'm just saying, you know that when I get here, I tell you what I think. You may not always agree, but I tell you why I think it. I tell you why I'm concerned. It's why I have liberals that listen to this program. I literally have no personal animosity towards liberals. You know, the people I don't have any, I literally, if I've found someone, if I get an email or I encountered someone who's a sophist or someone who just is a rebel rouser, those are the folks, I just ignore them. I have no personal animosity. I just ignore them. You can be a radical, anti-God, ultra-leftist and want to engage with me, even challenge me on ideas. We can get along just fine. But if you're someone who comes in just to try to, be difficult, cause trouble, be arrogant, self-righteous, I literally ignore it. If you send one message like that, you'll never, ever have your message get before me again. I pay no attention. And I literally don't care, because you're not part of the solution in my estimation. And I'm reminded of how, Jesus dealt with the Pharisees, the religious leaders, the people that really weren't interested in getting to the truth. Jesus was pretty direct and harsh with, but if individuals came to him with tough questions, he would challenge them, right? And please, I'm saying the method. I'm not by any stretch saying that, comparing myself to make that clear to Jesus. I'm just saying the way that we deal with certain people depends upon how they come at the situation. If you disagree, fine, challenge me, ask me questions. But if you're going to mock, insult, ridicule, there's just no space in my head for that. You're people like that are the definition of the problem. So I actually welcome people with the opposite ideas that I have, more than people who are similar to my way of thinking, who just want to, who are interested in persuading, moving the needle, who just want to malign, attack, and insult everybody, because that's not going to fix anything. And you won't find me pushing in the same direction. So anyway, long in this segment. See, Oz tried, but she knows. But it's time for me to take a break. I need to listen. So quick time out. Come back and continue our talk here. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I am your host, Todd Huff, back here in just a minute.
Is it possible to be a fan of the show if you don't have the gear to prove it? Why not be safe and remove all doubt? Shop for official merchandise at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan from biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
Have you seen the price of custom cabinetry and countertops lately? If you're looking for quality, affordable remodels, call Carriage House Woodworking. Our helpful professionals will walk you through every step of the process. We're offering a free sink base with qualifying purchases. Just enter CHWEINC.com/Todd or call 317-406-3042. Call Carriage House Woodworking. You won't have to spend your kids' inheritance just to upgrade your kitchen.
Hi, this is Kenton with Christian Community Connect. We're a network of business professionals that are committed to living out our faith in the marketplace by preferring one another, serving everyone. With online listings at $27 per month, if you're a Christian in business, committed to treating others as you would want to be treated, we would love to include you. Check our reviews and sign up at ChristianCommunityConnect.com.
Hunting, fishing, bows, guns, ammo, safes, and more. The Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood has all the gear you need for your outdoor experience. We have a huge selection of brands that other shops don't carry, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to answer all your outdoor adventure questions. At Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood, you can even hone your archery skills at our indoor shooting range. Find us online at outdoorsmansportshop.com. So get outdoors, but bring the right gear.
Need to refresh or renovate your commercial space? Call Interior Construction Services today, providing the highest level of quality construction at a competitive price. Our service-minded team is here to deliver the detail-oriented environment you're looking to create, on time and on budget. Call us at 317-991-4660 or visit us online at interiorconstruct.com. Interior Construction Services. Progressive, productive, professional.
Problems in the bedroom? Not that kind. Bed bugs. At Integrated Pest Control, we make sure you never have to worry about any pests in your home or business again. We are the bed bug specialists with over 20 years of combined experience. Our promise is to keep your home or business completely pest-free for 90 days, or we will retreat the area absolutely free. Visit IntegratedPestControlLLC.com or call 317-349-0094 for your free bed bug inspection.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing,
and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick. Dial the number, spell the words. For on time.
The printing industry has changed a lot since we opened for business in 1931. But what our clients expect from us really hasn't changed. Quality print, fast turnaround, and competitive prices. We've learned a lot at Moeller Printing over 86 years and 3 generations. Why not put that experience to work for you? Call 317-353-2224 and mention discount code RADIO to receive 10% off your first order. Call Moeller Printing at 317-353-2224.
Welcome back. So I was thinking, right as I was wrapping up that last segment, I was thinking about a story I have heard, and I can't remember if I heard Zig Ziglar tell this on an audio tape. That dates me a little bit, or a CD. I think I never had audio tapes. I had CDs. And some folks listening say, what's a CD? It was an MP3 on a little plastic disc that you could slide into your radio. There was a thin little sliver at the top of the radio in your car. I'm talking about in your vehicle. Sometimes I actually at one point didn't have a CD player in the car. I had to get the thing where you plugged into the. Did it plug into the cigarette lighter thing? Somehow you connected the cigarette. No, you had the tape that went into the cassette tape deck. I'm asking Oz this. She's looking at me like I'm crazy. But you had the tape that you put in the tape deck, and then it connected to an external CD player, so you could connect your CD player to your car radio, which worked well unless you hit bumps, and then the CD player would often skip. Anyway, it's a whole nother story. Back when I was a kid sort of thing. But I remember listening to Zig Ziglar, and Zig Ziglar recently passed away. In fact, many of you may have been listening here a month or so ago when we had a guest, Chris Dunham, a friend of mine, a personal friend, a just all-around good guy. Zig Ziglar was his mentor, and Zig kind of took him under his wing, and to hear some of those stories has special significance to me because of the impact Zig Ziglar had upon me when I was fresh out of college. Well, I ran a horse farm for a couple of years, but after that, fresh out of college and in the professional workforce, in selling, Zig Ziglar taught me whatever success I had in selling could be almost personally attributed to the great Zig Ziglar. So just a man of character, a faithful man of God. Who taught you the right way. If there's salespeople out there listening to my voice right now, and you're looking for someone to learn from, this is not a paid endorsement or anything like that. Just Zig Ziglar stuff. If you can get your hands on his books, his audio or his program, listen to that, because the guy was a master, true master of what he did, had a tremendous impact on me. But I remember, and again, I don't know if I've listened to so many things, I can't remember if I read this or if I heard him say it on on one of his CDs or whatever. But he was at an event. He was at an event and he was speaking. Zig did a lot of speaking. In fact, there used to be things called Get Motivated seminars, and Zig, I think, was the main act, if you will. And they had big name people. I remember seeing Rudy Giuliani. Chris spoke at these, by the way, who I mentioned, or who came on the program. Chris actually shared the gospel at these things. I mean, this was at the RCA Dome years ago, and there were 50,000 people there. So, I mean, it's massive numbers of people to hear all these folks speak, and then Zig would come on and do his presentation for an hour or whatever, and just a master at what he did. Anyway, I could go on and on about this, but I want to tell you a very quick story about Zig. So Zig is at one of these events. I don't know if it's one of those big events or if it's one of these, like a room full of a couple thousand people, people paying good money to hear experts and people that, kind of seminar things on selling or running your business, something along those lines, one of those types of events. And Zig was, had his time on stage. And I'm not going to mention the name of the other person that was, that did what happened here, because that would not be, I don't think, appropriate. But there was another person, a person whose name you would almost certainly know. When that person was on stage, that person came off stage, and all the speakers were kind of back there behind stage. And Zig was, either waiting for his time to go up or he had already come off. And he heard this individual start mocking one of the people in the audience. And he said, this lady or whatever, she was asking, what an idiot. I can't believe she asked me those questions. Of course, on stage, this individual answered the question and probably did all the right things and treated them kindly or whatever, but internally had a problem. And so comes backstage and lets this lady have it. What an idiot, blah, 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 going on and on and on. Zig walks up, Zig Ziglar walks up to the person who's in charge of organizing this event. And Zig Ziglar very calmly, but very, very confidently says, look, I love doing these events. I'm happy to do these, but I will never share the stage with that person again. So if your next event has me and that person on it, you have to decide which one of us you want. And if you want that person, great. Just cross me out and call someone else in. But if you want me here, I'm not sharing a stage with that, because that is the antithesis of what I believe and stand for. And so that, my friends, is more of a problem in this country. People with that condescending attitude. Like, you look at the people who are dancing on the proverbial grave of Parler. They think Parler's over. They celebrate this. Why? I want the other side to have a microphone and a voice. You know why? Because I think putting our ideas head to head, we thump them, folks. Metaphorically, I don't want anyone to think, listening to the archives of this program, think I'm calling for violence by saying that. But we metaphorically, in the world of ideas, thump them. They can't stand on their own. People whose ideas cannot stand in the world of debate want to silence the other side. That is just a fact of life. That is a technique, and they're celebrating it right before your very eyes. Applauding, clapping, mocking. Those are the same folks Zig Ziglar would never, it doesn't matter their ideology, folks. He would not share the stage with them. In this example, metaphor, he wouldn't share it with them because of their behavior. It's a pathetic existence, but they're out there, and there's a lot of them, and they're empowered because, because they're the folks that are doing this and acting like this and spewing hatred. It really connects and resonates with people. It's really a pathetic thing to watch. But that's why I'm proud we're conservative, not bitter. You don't have to agree with one word I say. Just do it the right way. That's all I ask. Quick timeout. Appreciate all of you for listening to this program, no matter what you believe. Quick timeout is in order. Sit tight. We'll come back here in just a minute.
Looking to make a conservative, not bitter fashion statement? Check out our apparel online, including brand new items, at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
Wallace Construction is a family-owned business with 45 years' experience in asphalt, concrete, and seal coating. At Wallace Construction, our wide variety of experience and top-notch customer service have helped us build a strong reputation in Central Indiana. But we don't rest on that reputation. We build it, one job at a time. If you have an upcoming project, call us at 317-422-5356. That's Wallace Construction, 317-422-5356, and ask for Richard or Roger.
Hey Indy, Sid here with Kill a Dent Removal. We specialize in a paint-free repair process known as PDR. Our certified master technicians remove dents and dings of all shapes and sizes, including hail damage, with zero body fillers, zero painting, and zero diminished value. Most repairs are completed the same day, many even while you wait. Check us out at killadentremoval.com. And remember, folks, don't paint your car, go PDR.
Why would you call a company called Commercial Service for your home heating, cooling, and plumbing? Same question I had, because they have provided over 70 years of quality service and Trane products for both homes and businesses in Central Indiana. It's hard to stop Commercial Service, and it's hard to stop a Trane. Give them a call. I'm glad I did.
Call Commercial Service at 812-339-9114 or online at commercialservice.com. Commercial Service, commercial-grade service for your home.
You rely on your vehicle every day. It's not a member of the family, but you spend as much time with it as most family members. You wouldn't take your family to just any doctor, so don't trust your vehicle to just any repair service. At Raymond's Auto and Truck Repair in Plainfield, we have well-trained, caring technicians that have the expertise to get you back on the road. For 25 years, we've been servicing personal, commercial, and fleet vehicles. Give us a call at 317-838-7112 for the car service you deserve.
Do you have 10 years of construction experience? Reformation LLC specializes in residential construction and is looking for a mentor and team leader to fill a general superintendent position. Our company was founded to provide training and mentoring to individuals coming out of substance abuse addiction. We believe your past doesn't dictate your future. If you have experience, we have a place for you at Reformation. We have a passion for seeing lives and homes transformed. Contact us today at reformationllc.com or 317-643-1952.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
Welcome back. So, by the way, if you're worried about us getting canceled from social media, I mean, your concerns are real, let's say. Your concerns are real because of what we've seen from these Stalinists here over the past couple of days, week, whatever it is now. They want to silence the opposition. The best way, now you can follow us on, I mean, we continually try to find platforms or places where we know that you can always find us. Ultimately, I can't control any of that. All I can control is our website, ToddHuffShow.com. And that's, well, and our email list. So if you want to make sure that we don't get disconnected, if you want to be a part of, you know, a group of like-minded conservatives, people that are concerned about the Constitution, I encourage you to sign up for our email. It's totally free. In fact, if you want a free membership card at the Conservative Not Bitter Party, I know a lot of people are saying enough with the Republican Party, and I agree on that. Well, I agree with some sentiments. I don't know that it's time to have a third party. There's a whole list of problems with that, or issues or things to consider. So that's neither an endorsement or a rejection of the idea. Just people are looking for a new political home. So you can get your membership card to the Conservative Not Bitter Party totally free. You don't have to, but if you give us an address, we'll send you one of those, and you can prove to your friends that you are, in fact, a card-carrying member of the Conservative Not Bitter Party. But the more important thing is to if you want to stay connected and to join a group of like-minded people who we're going to roll out some things here. So we're actually going to try to organize and do some things to affect the political landscape, particularly in Indiana, our home base. You can all, but to do that, we have to have a way to. We'll put it on social media, but again, who knows with that. But the best way is ToddHuffShow.com/subscribe. It's totally free. You don't have to spend a nickel with us. Hope some of you do. Again, as I've said, but that's not what this is about, folks. We are in an ideological battle here, and we must win this for the Constitution, for liberty, for freedom. And so I invite you to do that. And there's been a lot of you that have signed up, and I appreciate that. So with that being said, I didn't get to any of these other things that I wanted to get to, and I apologize for that. But I think the things we talked about today, identifying, one of the key problems and the difference, the reason that talk radio works, the reason why you listen, I think these are fundamentally important things to understand and to be able to articulate to people who tell you, well, you just tune into this guy and you do whatever he says. He tells you what to think. That's categorically false. And we've explained that in depth today, and I've got to take a break. Sit tight. We'll come back in just a minute.
Like what you hear on Todd's show? Why not get more by signing up for Todd's free Semi-Sweet Morsels of Truth newsletter? To subscribe, visit ToddHuffShow.com/subscribe or text HUFF to 31996.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
I want to get one more season out of my furnace or air conditioner. Have you or someone you know ever made that statement? Economy heating, air conditioning, and plumbing has heard it a lot. Did you know that furnaces and air conditioners are most likely to break down when they're under stress? That means during the hottest and coldest months of the year, like those months quickly approaching us. With winter on the horizon, now is the time to replace that old rickety unit. With 0% financing for up to 72 months and up to $600 in instant rebates, now is the time to buy. Doing great work is Economy's priority, and the satisfaction of their customers is their number one goal, guaranteed. Make your home comfortable this winter. Contact Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing today by calling 317-831-5279 or visit them at economyheatingandair.com.
If you own a rental property, you know the hassles of marketing, renting, collecting, and the handling of maintenance and repairs. One call to Zuluscape can put an end to your property management headaches. Zuluscape has over 20 years of experience helping landlords throughout central Indiana and taking the stress out of owning a rental. From A to Z, let Zuluscape handle it all so you can enjoy owning a rental instead of hating being a landlord. Give us a call at 317-663-8485 or visit our website at Zuluscape.com.
Corn Homes is expanding their 55-plus community. Briar Creek is the only senior manufactured home community in Indianapolis featuring Indiana-built homes. Floor plans and finishes starting at $75,000. Enjoy affordable, low-maintenance lifestyle with the charm of a residential neighborhood. Located minutes from I-465 in Fort Harrison State Park. Corn Homes, family-owned and operated since 1955. Check us out at COHRONhomes.com. Mention the Todd Huff Show and receive a $1,000 discount on your new home.
When life is hard for the women you care about, there is help with issues such as widowhood, anxiety, depression, or abuse. They don't have to go through it alone. Peace Restored is there to walk with women through the journey. Peace Restored helps women through free mentoring, counseling, and education. When life is hard, Peace Restored is there to help women you care about find hope and healing. To learn more, visit peacerestored.net.
Are you tired of manually opening the gate every time you pull in the drive, especially during the freezing cold, pouring rain, or hot, humid weather? Then Gatekeeper Services has your solution. They offer affordable residential and commercial motorized units for your gated properties. Veteran-owned with over 50 years' experience in motorized gate sales and repairs on any make or model, and with numerous entry control options, Gatekeeper Services takes pride being certified in both automated gate system design and operator installation. Simplify your life today by calling 317-714-4061.
Welcome back, folks. I need to tell you, attorneys are my vast team of attorneys remind me constantly to make sure that I tell you that listening to this program may in fact cause you to lean to the right. So if you're operating heavy machinery out there today, be careful. Find yourself veering off the side of the road. We do not take any responsibility for that. You have been advised, and 98% of scientists agree that that is the case. That's even 1% more than agree that man is contributing to the cause of global climate change. So you have been warned. Folks, I appreciate you. Talk radio is a powerful medium. It works, and you are the reason for that. And I am grateful. I feel grateful so often, and I'm just thrilled to be here, and I appreciate you listening or watching, I guess, very much. Guys, SDG, see you tomorrow. Take care.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.
All right, here we go. $100 down, $100 down, $200 down, back at $300.
I went to my first firearms auction a few years ago. It was hosted by TJ Freege, one of my good friends from high school, who is a champion auctioneer and one of the best in the business. In spite of objections from liberal legislators, I walked away with a .22 rifle and a few boxes of ammunition. And I had a great afternoon with my grandpa that I won't soon forget. If you've ever wondered what treasure you could find in an auction, visit FreegeAuctioneers.com and take a look at their upcoming Central Indiana auction schedule. That's Freege, F-R-E-I-J-E, auctioneers.com. Visit FreegeAuctioneers.com.
Hi, I'm TJ Freege, owner and lead auctioneer at Freege & Freege Auctions and Marketing. I invite you to come see the power of live auctions. It's fast, it's fun, it's transparent, and it's the absolute best way to ensure you get fair market value for your asset today. Get results, go auction.